So I was reading online that some people were making dimple dies on our 3D printer, so I decided to give it a shot with some filament I had. So it's just all PLA filament, just your regular old run-of-the-mill filament, nothing special. So I decided to make 7 sizes. So from left to right, start with I have a half inch, 3/4, 1 inch, 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, and a 2-inch dimple. So I cut 2 plates here. I'm gonna make them one with the press, one, and then one I'm gonna try pulling all the bolts through it. So the half inch one uses a 1/4 inch bolt, the 3/4 inch uses a 3/8 bolt, the 1 inch uses a 5/8 bolt, and then all the rest are using a 5/8 bolt and then a 3/4 inch bolt for the rest of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll do the press first, show that, and then do them with a bolt and see how they turn out. This is all 16 gauge cold rolled steel that I'm going to be trying to press with. So go over the press next. Alright, so I'll start with the 1/2 inch die first. Put 2 sides in. There's the 1/2, 3/4 next. So for the rest of them, I'll put a plate over the top while I do it. Alright, so the 1 inch next. Alright, 1.25 inches. Alright, 1.5 inches next. Alright, the 1 3/4 inches. Alright, lastly the 2 inch. Alright, so another 2 inch. So let's go over and do it with a bolt and see what those look like. Alright, so we'll start with the new piece here. Start with the 1/2 inch again. Put them together and use the little washers I made. And then to tighten it down, I'm going to use just my 3/8 Makita Impact. That one. So we'll go to the 3/4 next. All right, 1 inch next. So there's the 1-inch one. We'll see, I don't know how many more of these I'm gonna be able to get. Do the 1.25 inch next. Since all the next ones all used a 3/4 inch through bolt, I just made one plate for each one. Got that 1.25 inch pretty good. All right, 1.5 inches. So we got the 1.5 inches. Wasn't happy. See if we can get 1.75 inches. It's there. So let's try the 2. There's the 2. All right, let's compare the 2 pieces. All right, so here's the 2 together. They're fairly the same. They're pretty close. I think the pressed ones are a little bit sharper on the edges, around what you can see on them. Especially like on the 2-inch on this one, that was the bolt is much more rounded versus a more of a crisp edge right here. But overall, it actually worked. The bolt piece may have a little bit more deflection in the whole piece that needs to be pushed out. But I'm actually surprised how well the bolt worked on those. So it actually works. All the dies are still, you know, looking fairly decent. I think I got a little aggressive on this 1/2 inch die, so it got a little bit of a galling on it, but it'll still work. So I guess, so see what it is. I got a piece of 10 gauge. I'll try putting a 1/2 inch dimple die in that, see if that works. Let's go back over to the press and find out. All right, so this is a piece of 10 gauge here. I'm gonna try dimpling it in the press. This is a die that I made that didn't print quite right, so it's kind of scrap it anyway. So let's see what it does. Well, there's ever so slight of a dimple in there, but it bent the piece. But I definitely wouldn't call that a success. So I don't have any 14 gauge or 12 gauge to try, but for 16 gauge and thinner, I think it's definitely a way to go for using these. So anyway, thanks. If you got any questions, let me know. So I was looking at the die real quick afterwards. It completely flattened the dimple edge, so that's why there's nothing really there. So even though it was printed solid, it just peeled it right off. So 10 gauge, definitely a no.